morning. Give me a second to find the feed. I'm going to go on, I just did a video on soul contracts in my other space. I'm going to go ahead and expand on that right now. If you're just logging on, go ahead and share this feed out. Give me a second to do the same. Facebook is always limiting my content, so I always need the shares. I've been limited to my own little spaces for a while now. If you're not catching me live, I give away an activation off of every video. You can still go ahead and do it because I don't pick the person till the next day and I come find you. I like to use these feeds to do an activation. Today I'm actually doing a third eye activation through this feed. I really love this pyramid too. I was just thinking, it's hard to manifest sun in the UK, but when there is sun here, it's set up in the perfect place. So I do have the sun, a little bit of sun coming out, and it's really like a light trap where I have it set up. And I've had many of these pyramids. I like to set them up and make them kind of like porthole access points, and they're pretty amazing. So we're getting a little bit of light as well on this feed finally. It's something I've been daily trying to manifest, more sun to the UK. So I also need everyone to send manifesting sun vibes here for me. Just give me 1 sec to pull the feed up. I forgot my cards too. All right, a lot of you guys are feeling these energetic shifts. You guys should be starting to feel better by now, though. Hopefully you are. After these intense eclipses we've been having, those are really symbolic of new beginnings, though. So we're going through some very intense energetic shifts. Humanity is as a whole. Hopefully you guys are starting to assimilate the higher frequencies, and you guys are starting to feel better, though, right now. I'm going to go ahead and do a really fast talk on soul contracts and free will right now, as well as touch base on things, I have hair in my face, things going on in the astral realms as well. But if you guys are going to want a card, go ahead and drop your name below. I'm going to go ahead and do fairy cards as well. It really fits our United Kingdom theme that we have going on here, because we're tapping in and reconnecting with elemental energies lately. We're going to talk about soul contracts. This should be something that you're familiar with, because this is not your first incarnation on this planet. We're coming to the closing of a consciousness cycle. And so you guys have spent many lives learning here. And this is the most important incarnation of all of them, though. It is one that will make or break humanity. We're coming to the close in this cycle, and it was a pivotal turning point for humanity. So we were sent here now, back in time, to recode and restructure humanity from the inside out in a basic way. Every relationship that you've ever been in, you had a contract with. Anyone you ever dated, married, had a child with, in whatever capacity. It does not mean that those contracts were made before you came here, though, as people want you to think, right? Your whole life is just predestined. You contracted for every moment while you would be here. Even sitting here watching this feed, it tells me that we contracted to be learning together, that we agreed to meet at this certain place at a certain time as souls, and that you guys would be watching this because it would be something that you would need for your journey or your own spiritual evolution. So we have this concept that everything is planned out and it just goes the way it goes, and this is just the way things are. The problem is this knowledge of soul contracts was used against humanity to enslave souls. The biggest contractor of souls would be these governments. Everything that you do with them includes a soul contract, whether it's the birth of a child, a marriage, getting your driver's license, going to court, going to a doctor. Everything that they are doing is including these dark soul contracts. So what this planet looks like before we came into this place was a third dimensional reality where the souls that were coming to this place to learn were coming back on a loop. just life after life, playing out the same dramas with the same people, with the same type of contracts that they could not get out of. They could not progress past this. This planet is in slavery. It is in bondage through these contracts that people hold. These contracts are keeping everyone and everything in place. If you work for the government, you took on a dark soul contract in whatever capacity. I don't care if you're a secretary. If you work for these pharmaceutical companies as a doctor, a nurse, doctor, nurse, pharmacist, it doesn't matter. You're harming humanity in some way, and you hold a contract that you may not have been aware of because it probably was not planned out. These contracts are being taken out on the starseeds as well because we came here contract free almost. We weren't like the rest of the people that have been contracted infinitely to these realms when we came here. We were born karma free, whereas these people have incurred many cycles of karma that they have yet to play out. The average person here has a lot of karma and a lot of contracts left to clear. They are at least contracted through the end of the cycle. That is the real reason the sleepers will not wake. If you hold a contract or you hold karma, you will not awaken. See, ascension is a process that's built into our bodies, but we have to have reached a place where we are karmically free to be able to begin to ascend back. So that's another real issue with why the people here on this planet will not awaken. It's very hard to navigate soul contracts anyway, even with conscious understanding and awareness of what's going on and what the nature of your relationship is, the power that you hold in these things. Just as I tell you guys, if you don't fulfill your contracts, you will be pulled and you will either have to renegotiate that contract or you will have to fulfill it. And that's the same with dark soul contracts. Don't think that you're not going to have to obligate these things, but there's one thing that can override any of this. It's free will. So while humanity has a pre-planned destiny that is set in concrete at this moment, it is one full of blood sacrifices, wars, negative karma, control, power, and it is a set course of destiny where humanity ultimately destroys themselves through these things. And it should be familiar, it's happened so many times, but there's a set course. There are contracts in place keeping everyone in these lessons, everyone in these cycles that are never ending. There is one weapon in our arsenal that we can use as well, free will. As co-creators, we have the creative control to change anything in the now. We can get out of any contract we don't like. We can just void it. We can do anything as co-creators. We can use our free will rights to bypass these things for humanity on every level. It is the only thing that can break a soul contract, free will. It's the only thing that could ever break a soul contract. Then we have another issue. And I did a feed on this already, that's why I'm doing it so fast. So I put the link below to the other space I broadcast from every day before I do this feed. So I put the link as soon as I get off of here for my other little Sparks of Divine Light Healing group that I broadcast in. So I already put a lot of information, so I'm kind of overviewing it. Our threat, our issue was never other humans. It was never politics. It was never the government. It's the puppeteers behind those strings being pulled for humanity. Anything wrong, anything negative going on with humanity is coming from a fourth dimensional astral plane. That is our threat, the parasitic viruses that are infecting humanity. In a basic way, they have ripped holes open in time continuums, allowing them easier access. Now this pertains to you. It all does, but this really pertains to you and what's going on with you when you're sleeping. So I did this in my other video, and I'll say it in a basic way. It's like you're here in your bed and you're sleeping, and when you go to sleep, you're going to come out of your body and you're going to have to bypass the lower astral realms. You can think of it like a tree of life. These are the lower branches, and they're fucking rotted and about to burn the whole tree down. So you go to sleep, you are going to have to bypass past the lower astral realms to go play in the higher dimensional astral planes that we like to play in. We like to play castle. I want to see Trisha, and we want to go practice building castles in the astral so we have some experience in bringing it back here. But what's happening is a lot of people are just learning how to astral travel. Your third eye is going to be a gateway, and a lot of people are just getting to the place where they're experimenting and learning they're multidimensional and having other dimensional experiences. So a lot of people are just getting to that that lower astral level, not being able to bypass it, and stumbling into a war beyond belief. There is a war going on over those lower astral realms. It's pretty much a one-sided war, though. At this point, anyway. It is where all of the negativity is coming from. Any energy that's being siphoned from humanity is being fed into those lower astral planes as well. That is our threat. It was never the government. It's the ones controlling humanity from the unseen, and they reside in the same place they've always resided in the fourth dimensional astral planes. That is our threat. That is the parasitic virus that is infecting humanity from these places and controlling everyone. So there's a war about to play out, a battle if you want to think of it, because we know this is a war of consciousness, and we share one subconscious on every level, and we can't access that in the now, but they can reprogram us subconsciously so that we're influencing that consciousness, and that has always been their strategy. They do that through our television, our programming, the things we're seeing. They have tapped into our retinas using technology to influence our perception of things going on with simple things like Wi-Fi that's all around us. It's a war on our perception, and they do anything to create a war within yourselves. Because they have little influence over consciousness. That's why they need us to fight their wars and their battles and to create these karmic deeds and karmic actions. They've always needed humanity on every level to carry out their evil bidding. They could never do it themselves. So a lot of people are just realizing, oh, hey, I'm going to sleep. I'm waking up kind of tired. I have bruises on me, scratches on me. I don't know what's going on. A lot of the contracts that people are holding are actually making them susceptible in those astral planes. So a lot of people's relationship contracts are making them food in the astral realms. You could have a love bite soul contract, and it's going to affect you on every dimension, not just here. The lessons that you are learning in this dimension are playing out in many dimensions and affecting you in many places. We're very multidimensional. And the choices that we're making here are very, very important in the other dimensions now. As above, so below. It's time to make better choices. We keep talking about soul entanglement. If you go through a trauma with people, you become entangled with them energetically. And the symptoms of that can be depression, draining. If anyone's depressed or has anxiety, it's probably because of your soul contract. You might not understand it, but your soul is unhappy on every level with the current contracts you're learning in. You're not meant to go to the doctor for Xanax. You're meant to extract yourself from these contracts that are controlling you as a co-creator, that are keeping you in place, they're keeping you imprisoned. Your relationships, mainly. It's time to do an inventory. And it's time to liberate on every level. And in enlightenment, they will teach you. You conquer your darkness. You go ahead. You heal. You liberate. I'm sorry. You all hold contracts galactically. You guys are starseeds. Every person on this feed. You didn't just find it randomly. You would have turned it off. You would not have found it. Just trust me on that. You're starseeds. You hold galactic contracts. And we did this with great faith, that these contracts will protect us on every level. I have been able to, in a minute, use my mission contract to get out of any other contract in a minute. It will override anything going on with me. Any type of relationship contract, anything. It doesn't matter how serious it is. In a minute, we can use our missions, our positions as galactic starseeds to get out of these things as well. We hold missions of healing, lessons of service. And these contracts are more important than any relationship contracts, because usually the dark contracts are relationship contracts, contracts for your jobs, things like that. It will override any of that. Your galactic missions of service, and you're not going to liberate until you fulfill those contracts. So they'll teach you, I'm liberated, I'm free, I can do what I want. No, you have one last contract to fulfill. It is a mission of service. It is a mission of healing. And you're not going to liberate till our work's done here. Because I always say I want to leave. You wouldn't believe it, right? Am I not done here? Can I not leave? No. We have a lot of work to do. You're not going anywhere. You're not liberated. You need to get to your mission of service. That's how you will liberate, by fulfilling that contract. And what a contract that is. We think these dark contracts are serious, right? We think the dark contracts are serious. Because the stakes are real high for these dark contracts. But the stakes are a lot higher for the starseeds, I'll tell you that. Olivia Shahine, hello from the UK. I'm in the UK too. And I'll go ahead and I'll put this in here. Perfect. We're in the United Kingdom and we're trying to put out vibrations just like I always am for my consciousness group, for my soul group. It's the only group that I work with that I have interest in. So we're trying to pull a lot of this group to the United Kingdom in March for our project that we're doing here. We're doing a United Kingdom project where we're renting Pentley Castle. All the details are on my site under the retreat section in the store. It's 9 months away. What a perfect synchronistic time period for us to plan it as well, right? It's going to be an amazing energy. This is a ley line porthole point that we can use to access to create some amazing energy and to do something big for humanity. It's a very exciting project. I keep on getting more and more details of it too, and I keep putting it on my feeds, and it's a lot of fun. You guys should start to manifest playing in castles with us. Everyone's overworked, tired. All work, no play. Humanity, especially in the United Kingdom, they have no idea what the word play means. They don't know how to chill here, I found. They just never learned how to chill. They're very reformed almost with their society. I don't know what the word is. People need to learn how to have more fun. As creative endeavors and co-creators, we're meant to be creating fun experiences. That's why if you hate your life, it will fall in. We have to be following our path of bliss, whatever it is. I can't think of anything more blissful or fun than playing fairy queen or whatever, princess in the castle, having a bunch of space kids running around. The place is confirmed haunted. We can't wait. We're going to ghost hunt, treasure hunt, and go. While we do a lot of healing work and stuff like that in a structured thing, we're going to go play in this castle, and it's over the top. It's pretty much the same size as Buckingham Palace. It has royal ties. It fits in with our agenda because of the area that we are, and it's just pretty amazing. I'm near a beautiful ocean as well here. In southern England. It's really nice. So shout out to the UK. If you guys need me afterwards, you guys should be checking out my energy healing classes and getting attuned so that you guys can become better channels as healers for what you're doing and things like that. So if you guys need me, I also want you guys to be, I have to catch up on my messages. I'm working on it, but I want you guys to be hitting my business page inbox with video ideas. Someone gave me a good topic. I'm just going to start putting, like, if you send me a question, I'll do like one video just for the question and throw it on my YouTube or whatever. So I'll do like a private video explaining it to me because I get questions and I can't type out all this stuff. It would just kill me. So if you guys have things that you want me to channel on or that you want to hear more about, hit my business page inbox. I'll start doing little question and answer videos to get my YouTube channel going or whatever. It'll be awesome. Olivia, a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others. A very successful project. A happy change in your career. Well, we are trying to energetically redistribute the currencies on this planet on massive, extreme levels. So, yes, the starseeds will be getting hella cash. There's no other way to describe it. There was a lot of energy taking, contracts taken out fraudulently, things occurring that require energetic compensation, to say the least. So you guys have to do your part, though. You guys have to stop expecting the universe to do everything for you. You have to assist with this stuff in your own life. You have to take control of your life, and you have to keep your vibration high every single day. You have no other objective but to wake up. You got an energetic reset. It doesn't matter how awful your day was the day before. If I have an awful day, I'm cool with it because I know the next day will be over the top amazing. You ever have that real bad day where everything goes wrong? Usually the next day is over the top amazing. So it's up to us to keep our vibrational frequency high, but the other part is to think positive thoughts. We self-sabotage by putting out negative thought vibrations. We have to just stay positive, only think about things we want, and keep our frequencies high, and that's how this will all come together on every level. Hella cash is coming from the starseeds. I say that money has to come from somewhere. That would be my main interest because it doesn't matter what I talk about with so many viewers I get daily. I'm always going to get, you know, a couple people with negative feedback. For the most part, I get really amazing, you know, feedback and all love. But I do get the people who might not understand my mission just from watching a small perspective of it, of me sharing about it on feed. So I get that. But this energetic redistribution is coming from somewhere. So if you were to get more money, it would be coming from the dark. It would be defunding their organizations to finance missions of light and healing. Brittany Duncan, shout out from the UK. I'm here so I can show you guys that quantum healing is real and that you can still feel me just as powerful a couple states away as you can across the world, if not more powerful. I'm clearly here to test how far love can heal. We can send love. We're trying to see how fast and far love can travel, because it seems like I'm just across the globe right now, and we share this globe, and I'm over here, but it's much more complex than that. I feel like I had to jump a couple staircase timelines, and I'm over here in some parallel reality, clearly still accessing the same Facebook features, but I'm pretty much way off course, and I know for a fact my love still can travel anywhere in the universe and find you. Look to the future with hope and optimism. The power of faith to move mountains. Happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. Yes, I always would say that we were meant to be changing the physical dreamscape. Every time I hear move mountains, I think of actually changing the physical dreamscape, because I have these visions of things like that, and it seems kind of crazy to me now. I would always say we're not moving mountains, we're not redesigning the dreamscape, so we're not quite there yet. But we're going to need to learn how to move mountains for sure. And the universe can do that in a minute. We tend to think everything's impossible. That's just impossible. I won't think about that, right? Unrealistic. We're so set in what we think is possible. You guys have to remember this conscious co-creative force that needs you as a channel. Yes, organic life. You are needed more than you would ever know for the experiences that you are having, for this consciousness and conscious energy to experience life from your perspective. That's why you were given free will, or it would have been boring if we couldn't have some kind of creative power. It would just be playing out the creator's will. So we were given free will in this way so that we could participate as well. We're definitely going to be moving mountains for this castle project. She's going to help me. And you know for a fact that it might seem impossible to me, but the universe will just align the craziest things. And I said when I stepped into this house, I said, do you believe in miracles? I said, because you're going to see some. I said, do you believe in miracles? Because you're really going to see some with me here. I'm just going to tell you that, like on every level. Because, you know, I mean, I definitely did, but until I could see the entire universe aligning to do such crazy things involving me, I mean, it was still pretty mind-blowing to even be around that type of energy that will be needed to generate these things. Robbie Jossingham, happy Thursday. I have no idea what day of the week it is. Thursday, is it? Amazing. I've hopefully unplugged from linear time at this point. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way. A good person or company to work for. If we don't speak up, we're implying these things are okay. And I know you think we live in one reality while we share a subconscious and one consciousness. We think that we live in the same reality. It's going to take everyone speaking up and saying this stuff isn't okay, and everyone coming out and sharing their experiences for this to come together as a whole. I know it's really good I'm doing videos and getting truth out there and reaching a lot of people, but we're all going to have to step into this role, and we're going to have to learn how to speak again. And we have this unconscious fear because in past lives during this cycle, we incarnated into places as a group where we did speak the truth and we did bring spirituality there, and we were killed for it on very real levels. So it's not that you don't want to speak because you're an empath and you don't like to talk to people. We have this unconscious fear that we really had to bypass when it comes to speaking about our spirituality or our experiences. Sending crazy love, Brittany. I'm trying to blend in Europe. So, I'm just going to blend in more and more. My current attire, if the sun ever comes back, maybe next week, I'll be walking around in my bathing suit here, pretending I'm on a European vacation with the sun. The problem is they seem to have sprayed out the sun very extremely in these areas. It might be on a permanent basis, like they might have done something to just permanently block the sun out. It's rainy every day. So I'm having this battle over the sun in the United Kingdom. We could use all the sun manifesting vibes. I really feel like if we could just get more light photons. We know it works with our healing energy and our love, right? Let's turn the sun up a few degrees and we could get some more light shining on this planet. And it really will be good for humanity. We know that sun is amazing. There's amazing real benefits to sun gazing. I've been outside letting it hit my third eye, and it's helping with my detox process. Yes, once again, I am in spiritual boot camp only since November. I've been in very intense spiritual boot camp, and once again I am rapid detoxing in an over-the-top type of way. So I figure the sun is really good for detoxing as well. We're trying to purify. We're going through an intense detoxification process, and I assure you, when you think you're done detoxing, you'll be detoxing later all over again. Like you just started. So there's a lot of clearing that we're doing energetically, and the sun is amazing for that, though. It really is. So we're going to need some more sun over here. I'm just thinking all the world problems are originating from the United Kingdom. The Queen does own 80% of the planet, and appears to have contracts holding her with the dark astral. And I really feel like if we could get some more sunlight over here, it might blast away some of this magic being used and kind of eat through it. We know that, you know, there are certain gravitational rules involving dark and light, and you know, if you're in a dark room and you turn on the light, the darkness dissipates. We're going to need some more sun in these areas for sure. Carol Kirkhouse, do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. I was thinking this morning about my own perspective that I love to play school here. I'm playing school. Like right now, I'm kind of playing school with you guys. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. I always said that I got to do this mission anyway because I was always, you know, smart enough to realize I wasn't going to be a teacher for the Ascended Masters, right? There's not a lot I could be teaching you guys. I look at this group as a set of very evolved souls, all with a sixth-dimensional consciousness. I'm not talking to the average sleeper here. So there's nothing I can even really teach you. I can kind of remind you of how things work or whatever it is. But I can influence you energetically. That is something I can do. There's nothing I can teach you ever, though. Just even, doesn't matter what I ever talk about. My job's always going to be on energetic levels with you guys. So while I'm doing my energetic work with you guys, I'm sending out a third eye activation, and I'm transmuting and sending out good galactic energies to you guys to recharge you for your day. There's not anything I can tell you guys that you wouldn't already know. So I look at it like I'm playing school. And believe it or not, the universe loves to play school. This is a creative force that loves to learn, right? It's one of the favorite games the universe likes to play, is to play school. We went through a lot of school when we were kids, and then we're kind of going through Earth School, and I'm over here playing school with you guys. It is a game that the universe loves on every single level. So you clearly need to go back to school. If you guys want to play school, you can come play energy healing classes with me in my little spaces. Check my link out above. I'm playing school all the time. In whatever regard, we need to always be learning and expanding our consciousness. So what better way than to play school? I like to learn with all you guys while I'm playing school. I get to practice teaching on all the teachers. I'm practicing and learning how to teach on all of the real spiritual teachers, and it's pretty amazing. So, I mean, what else do we have to do here? I mean, I play school, I like to heal, but these are things that the universe loves and loves to align with. You'll notice that your contracts that you have left are contracts of healing and of service. This is what a creator would align with: healing humanity, love, things to assist, things like that. Mari Maslinda, good morning. Reward, and then I'll have to say it. There's an amazing energy after going through that eclipse storm. We have another eclipse next week, so you guys should be resting more this week on every level, because like I said, there's a lot going on in the other dimension. So more self-care in this dimension, more salt baths, more cord cutting, more energy work, things like that. Reward yourself for your hard work, being happy and successfully self-employed. Cherish your time alone. A lot of people are looking for this fulfillment outside of themselves, the American dream, buying things, you know, whatever it is. Maybe they would think they'll be happy having a family, whatever it is. They're always searching for happiness externally. They think if they could buy enough things, they would be happy. They could create happiness. They could generate it, buy it. You're only going to be happy and fulfilled on your soul path as a healer. If not, you're going to be fragmented and disconnected from yourself, because that's who we are. We're healers. We came here to assist. So any type of job or anything that you're doing outside of that, it's going to lead to you being unfulfilled, off your path, and unhappy. You're going to generate and manifest that bliss internally by being on your missions as healers. There's no other way other than through service. Catherine Garland, good. Share this feed out. I have amazing energy here. I'm feeling amazing. It's like the only reason from day one I always wanted to just share my energy because I'm vibing really high. I'm doing amazing in the United Kingdom. I guess I'm here to show you guys I didn't die. I ventured out into the unknown across the country, across the world, and guess what? Like I told Vanessa before she left, everyone said we might die and we might have an awful time and it might go awful. I had to tell her, what if it goes better than we expected? What if it goes better? A lot of people are holding on to these relationships like, what if I can't find someone else and it goes worse? What if I lose my house? What if this happens? What if you let go? Because you're vibrating in a much different place than when you contracted into these missions, when you were asleep and at a low frequency. Why don't you let go and see that when you do, the universe will bring you something more amazing, more in vibrational alignment with who you are now. And the thing is, as we're coming back into ourselves and becoming authentic, then our paths are changing. Your paths are becoming outdated. They're more in alignment with who you were when you were sleeping. Your lives now are reflecting that ego personality that you once thought you were. And as you're coming back into vibrational alignment as that galactic channel and healer that you were always, your world is going to have to change as well, along with the relationships that you're holding on to. So many people are holding on to people from the past, not understanding that it's keeping you standing in a single spot, unable to progress forward. It's time to let go of your past so that you can have a better future. We came here also contracted through our families that we took on, and then in many other ways, we became contracted to these places on every level. And it's time that we let go of these contracts that are keeping us stuck so that we can progress forward and fulfill our mission contracts. Because through your mission, you can do anything. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Through your missions only will you ever be able to do anything. It's only through my mission of service that I could ever do any of this or even try to do anything at all. So you're giving away, a lot of people are giving away their power for old relationships, and not just romantic ones, the friends that you're still holding on to from your past, relatives, you know, just people that you don't vibe with anymore. Start to clean up your Facebook, because only when you remove that person from the world will someone new come. Patricia Elvira, opposing goals arising from differing opinions, feeling at odds with yourself or others, overly ambitious people. Well, thankfully, you should know now not to listen to outside advice ever. Sorry, you know your situation a lot better than anyone else ever could. You have more perspective and more insight into yourself than anyone else ever will. Stop listening to outside sources of information and meditate more. Start to tune in yourself. When we're at a low frequency, we're shut off from ourselves, from the other aspects of ourselves. It keeps us shut off multidimensionally, which allows us to not be able to access our information that we need for our journey. So all they have to do is keep us at a low frequency, and we're cut off from the other aspects of ourselves that we need for this mission. So we need to raise our vibrational frequency, and as we're doing that, we're becoming better and better channels galactically. You guys did not come here alone. You have entire galactic teams that are assisting you in the now. And there's a vibrational difference between us as humans and interdimensional beings that are working with us to try to assist this planet. So we have to raise our frequency, and they have to lower ours to be able to use us as the channels that we're meant to be. All of you guys are galactic channels. There might be a vibrational difference if you're not downloading information as well. Raise your frequencies. I did a nice feed on meat. Things enslaving humanity, the drugs, the meat, the soul contracts. Let's see, I can give you a nice list, right? You guys know the basics. You know what it is in your life. What's keeping you enslaved? What's keeping you at a low frequency? You know what's even worse than the drugs and the meat? The people around you. You know what's enslaving you worse than those things? Yeah, some of these people are drugs. Parasitic ones. Polycrystal. Stress, there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others. Focusing on that which frightens or worries you. It's the perfect topic of the day. Everyone is teaching you to ignore the negative and to run from it. Distance yourself from it. I'm sorry. The shadow will be pulling you back soon. I hate to be the one to tell you. Once you heal yourself and you're complete, you are going to be called to assist. We have to heal these things. We don't ignore them. We heal them. We're healers. Alchemists. We have to take the negative and we have to turn it into a positive. We heal these things. And you can act like we can't. Well, then we can't heal ourselves. We share one consciousness, so we're going to have to. So a lot of people right now are following these spiritual teachings and they're going to ignore the negative. Well, then you're going to continue to allow them to happen. We're going to be called to assist. And I can't tell you of a better place or example than the United Kingdom as to working on a shadow side. There might be certain areas that are working on more of a shadow than others, right? They have a lot of shadowy things going on in this country. So I was pulled back into a place that has a lot of shadow work to do. At first I wanted to run too, right? I'm dealing with entities and crazy spiritual stuff and astral attacks. When I first got to work here, I would have wanted to run too. But we had to heal these things and we had to get rid of them. We had to rebalance the energies and we had to stop being so afraid of the shadow. Since when would light magic ever be conquered by dark magic? It does not work like that. We brought our own magic with us. It's going to be the undoing of this spell work. Linda Kershaban, the Hermit. Find or be a mentor. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. I love just the whole concept. Like I said, I'm playing school, right? So I'm playing teacher, but I'm having an influence. I'm having a very real influence. That's why I have to be very careful with my energy and with my words and the things that I'm putting onto camera, because I'm putting out ripple effects that can be felt throughout all of consciousness on more extreme levels because I am teaching. In Egypt, we learned important lessons about coming here and teaching how you can become karmically entangled here and contracted to the people that you're teaching, and you can make things worse. Once we were all teachers. That's where we're trying to get back to. On whatever level, we came here with 6-dimensional souls on the 3rd-dimensional planet, and you're going to have a different kind of energy, a different type of soul imprint than the average person on this planet. It's going to be noticeable. People come to you when they need healing or assistance or help. On whatever level, the universe is preparing you, again, for these roles. This is what this is all about. It is a training simulation to get us back to where we should be as healers, teachers. Sherry Louise. Don't be deterred by the challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. Well, sometimes people aren't aware of how the universe uses them. Like, I just had her over to my house hanging out, and I can't begin to say how grateful I am for her coming here and being of service, because she clearly was helping facilitate some type of purging going on. And it actually really helped, because when she ended up leaving, the frequencies were much higher here with my situation. So you could really tell she was of service, but from her perspective, she was just hanging out, right? Sometimes we're just hanging out in the matrix or going to our jobs, but the universe will use us, having us in the right place at the right time. Like, can't begin to tell you how many experiences I've had where I was divinely placed somewhere so that I could assist at the right moment. So sometimes you guys don't realize you're more on your missions than you think. Just being around the matrix, interacting with people, these little interactions can be so divine. Yesterday morning, I wake up And I'm kind of like, I don't know, it was the screenshots I saw, and I was like, okay, great. And I've run into Tamara. We collide as usual. I love Tamara. And she's just giving me like some real, I love it because I see everyone as a channel around me. I see every person as a channel. So she's giving me this amazing channel device that she could not even know was just perfect for my scenario at that given moment. And then, you know, she's telling me some stuff and it's making me feel a lot better. And then she tells me that. She's like, you know, sometimes I don't even know where I get this stuff from, right? I don't even know. And I was like, you don't understand how perfect your words were for me at that given moment. Sometimes we just intuitively know what to say to someone. And we might not understand how profound our words are, but they will in whatever way. Claudia Lacose, intense releasing through falls. We're going through a purification process that should be very similar to the one they did in ancient Egyptian times. We're going through a detox process. It's nothing more than us living here and certain energy cycles occurring and energy hitting us and purifying us on every level. Everything is spiritually based. We are spiritual beings having experiences here. So this is all very spiritual as well. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. Taking care of others, perhaps too much. I think the biggest mistake that happened with humanity was making these languages. Because they're very logically based. You use your brain to view them. You use the side of the brain you don't want to use to process them, things like that. Our original languages would have been light language based. They would have been more like codes, hieroglyphic symbols. And these were read with the heart chakra. They were heart chakra based. Now everything's so logical. It is time that we get back to that intuitive space, that knowing, that heart chakra ability. And you know what? Any deed ever done, good or evil, comes from the heart chakra. Whether it's love or hate, it doesn't matter. It's coming from the same chakra. And your heart chakra is a record of every experience that you've ever had, good or bad. That's why the Egyptians would say that when you die, they weigh your heart. And if it was light as a feather, you could progress past. If not, you were coming back here. And it's the same concept. It is a record of every experience that you've ever had. And the state of it will be a reflection of that as well. Susan Thomas, trouble sleeping, I bet. Sorry. I bet people are having trouble sleeping. Make sure you're sleeping with crystals. Maybe grid your whole room like I did. I especially did the window areas. Sleep with your closet doors closed. White light yourself before bed. But I've been putting myself in a dome or a bubble around my bed just to be extra secure, you know, past white light. Use things like the violet flame. Make sure you're protecting yourself before you go to those realms, because if you're not, you're leaving yourself wide open. And people are not noticing the effects because there is technology being used to take your memories of these interactions. And they are not high vibrational energy exchanges usually. So just make sure you're using more spiritual protection. And it's awesome because then I see you get the magician card. Yes, these are magic games being played with our energy as the prize, I guess. You can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. Well, people should let go of fear. We only have this little playground so that we can become adept in these things. Yes, it's going to teach you how to protect yourself spiritually again. It's going to show you your path as a healer. We are the ones that protect humanity. Not only do we heal, we protect. We are shields. We are ones that are here to protect. So you guys are going to have to become adept in spiritual protection again, and the universe is going to give you what you need to do that, mostly through your experiences. DeMonte, good morning. Plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. Well, some people might feel like their lives are a mess or you're at ground zero. It doesn't really matter. Look past all of this. You guys are doing an amazing job that you're even alive here chatting with me. Because Earth is a really tough school. So it's pretty amazing the soul work that we've been doing. It might not feel like we're getting anywhere. This is a place where we work our way up the spiritual hierarchy and work on our souls. So you guys are all doing amazing. Just the fact that you're even tuned into this. Jennifer Simpson. Being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity. Taking something for granted. Discontentment with life. People are failing to see the magic all around them, this creative, energetic force that is here for us to shape and create as we see fit as co-creators. It's pretty beautiful and pretty amazing. If you get out into nature, you can see the alignment and the harmony of everything around you in nature. Well, it's no different with humans. We're going to suddenly come into harmony or back into oneness with this creative energy field, and it's pretty amazing. Iris Ulrich, I loved your aura photo. It was so beautiful. I love when you guys share those because you're going to thank me later for sharing those. I know it might seem kind of silly now. You'll thank me later that you guys are doing those. It helps you open up your energy fields through practice. We can do it more and more. It's good for you guys to connect with the right people because when you're just scrolling down the feed and checking them out, you're activating each other. I know for a fact that me and Sherry hold much different activation codes, and we were just hanging out here outside, right? And while our energy fields were just sitting by each other, we're swapping and exchanging activation codes, and it leveled us both up, you could tell. And it's pretty amazing. So we had to connect with the right people so that we can swap galactic codes as well. And I loved that photo. Take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones. Making wise investments or planning for retirement. Honoring family traditions. We need to get back to the basics like family, right? Yeah, people will trade your children for gold and for as a commodity, clearly, right? Yes, the forces in place would love to trade your child for a soul contract and as a commodity as well. We need to get back into the basics like family, friends, taking care of each other, you know, basics. Carmen Bugga. Time to take action. The power of creativity. Success that allows for a life of luxury. We're only going to be able to ever do this by getting creative with what we're doing right now on every level. We're going to take some creativity and a lot of magic to break through the work that's in place here already, all these contracts, the magic, these systems in place. It's going to take a lot of our own creative magic and us kind of stepping outside these boxes of what we think to be possible and us encoding our own magic as well. I'm going to let you guys go on that note, but if you guys need me, hit my inbox. I'm going to be getting back to my site shortly. I've been here doing a lot of things, and I'm going to be getting back to my messages shortly as well. So if you guys need me, hit my inbox or my site. And have a really high vibe day. I'll be back live tomorrow. Love and light.